Hi, Luis.
Hi.
We are so glad to have you here today, here in Paris, France. I have a few questions for you, live on Facebook.
All right.
All right.
Good to be here.
How could you define your own music?
That's a broad question. How do I define my music? It's just, lyrics and melody put together. Sometimes it's more romantic and very lyric driven. Sometimes it's rhythmic driven. I just try to connect with people, whether it's from an emotional level or just simply make them dance.
Okay. I think it's a long story, but can you tell us when did you start writing your own songs?
I started writing. I started writing very young, but I didn't quite know that I was writing. I just started creating. At that point in time, it wasn't really in a song format. It was just ideas.
How old were you at the first time you had ideas of songs?
When I had ideas, probably I was probably like 14, 15. We had a piano at the house, and I would just sort of start creating melodies.
What did they talk about?
It didn't have any kind of it was just loose ideas. There was never really, at that age, there was never really something concrete. It was just sort of loose ideas. And then when I went to college, I started actually writing songs. Mm-hmm. And then for my first album, I didn't write any songs. I was very intimidated by the fact that there were some amazing songwriters in my album, and I didn't want to compete with that. So I was just like, I'll just do the singing, you guys do the writing. And then for my second album, I kind of raised my hand and I said, hey, can I write one? And I wrote a song called Mi Sueño, which later became a single, and it did very well. So that gave me a little bit of a reassurance that I could sort of do it as well with the other songwriters. And from there on, it just became part of who I am.
Is there something more important for you between writing music and writing lyrics?
Both things are just as important. They're two ingredients that each song needs. Every song is different. There are some songs that the lyric sort of occupies more space as far as importance and as far as just the need of the song. And there are songs that lyric-wise they're just a little bit more neutral, or they're not as deep. It's just a song that it's more rhythmic driven, or it's more melodic driven. For me, there will never be anything more important than a good melody. That's how I start to write, with a good melody, and then I just sort of write a lyric behind it. And then sometimes you get melody and lyric at the same time. Like, for example, Despacito, the Despacito. It was always born Despacito. It wasn't born anything else.
Yeah, and how did it appear that you worked with Daddy Yankee on Despacito? When did you meet him?
Oh, I met DY a long time ago. We've known each other for a long time, because we've been doing this for a long time.
And when did you decide to have a song together?
He invited me to do a song on his album like 7 or 8 years ago, and so we worked together then. And then for this album, for this song Despacito, once I started doing the original version, and I heard the track and we heard the mix, I realized that it just needed that extra moment of explosion, and that's when I reached out to kind of get that different perspective, and to have that perfect mixture between sort of a more melodic voice and a more rhythmic, explosive voice, which he has, and I think it complemented the song in an amazing way.
Talking about this incredible, huge success that is Despacito, can you tell us...
I love the way you say Despacito.
Sorry, Despacito.
How do you say Despacito in French?
Despacito.
No, but how do you say slowly in French?
The French word is doucement.
Doucement.
Wow.
Doucement. Yeah? Bien? Gracias, gracias. Los quiero, gracias. I have to say a few words in Spanish because there's probably a lot of people connected here from Latin America. So, un saludo a toda mi gente latina que estoy aquí hablando inglés.
Of course.
Y hay mucha gente en su casa que está diciendo, ¿qué está diciendo? Así que mi idioma no se olvida, siempre va a ser mi idioma número uno. Un beso a toda mi gente latina que nos está viendo.
So what's the story behind this incredible success?
Despacito?
Yeah.
Doucement?
Yeah, doucement.
Très bien. Despacito, story behind it. The story behind it is that I just that lyric and that melody just came to me one morning, just like that. It's just Despacito, and after that, the second rhyme that came to me was Vamos a una playa en Puerto Rico, and then I was like, ay bendito, and I just started kind of just writing itself. And that afternoon I had a writing session with an amazing songwriter called Erika Ender, and I sang what I had, which at that point in time was just a little section of the chorus, and she loved it, and we started just creating on top of that original idea, and voila, that's where it was born. Later on, you know, Daddy Yankee came in and did and put his magic and just added that magnific, you know, that perfect second verse. And you know, just I think the beautiful thing about this song is that it was very organic the way it was born. Some songs you have to sort of really work hard at it to make it good, or you have to rewrite the chorus, or you have to go back and change stuff around, and then there are some times where the song just kind of like it just creates itself, you know, and it's like the song was writing us, you know. It's like we were just there for the ride, and we didn't have to do much, and that doesn't happen very often. And so it was cool. It was fun. That first day when we wrote the song, Erika and I, we looked at each other, you know, very humble. We weren't celebrating. We weren't talking about the future. We were just looked at each other. We said, esta canción es buena. This is a special song. This is a good one. Obviously, we didn't expect to be, you know, such a big song.
Would you qualify as a love song? And what kind of love song is it?
It's a sexy love song.
Yeah.
You know, it's obviously very sensual and very and very powerful in its sort of sexy content. I think the beauty behind it, and a lot of this will get lost in translation, because if for the people that don't understand Spanish, it's really hard to sort of translate a lot of the metaphors that we use in the song. It's a happy medium between, you know, it's in a good spot as far as being a very sensual song without going too far, without making it too strong or too sexual. And it has some sort of nice, very nice, well-written metaphors that you can interpret in different ways. And that's what I love about the song. You know, a little kid can sing it, an adult can sing it, we can interpret it in different angles. But it's done from a very respectful point of view.
Okay. How long did you spend in the studio recording the song and working on it?
Vocally, it was quite quickly. Production-wise, I would say like 80-90% of the final production was done in one day with Andrés Torres and Mauricio Rengifo, who are the two geniuses behind this production. And I say geniuses because I think they had such a good concept of making a song be commercial, have the right amount of sort of pop, melodic, Latin feel with an urban sort of backbone and reggaeton sort of rhythmic backbone. But to me, it was so important for it to be a song that had a lot of musicality. You know, it has cuatro from Puerto Rico, you know, which is such an important instrument for us. It's just that beautiful guitar you hear in the front you hear it and automatically you transport yourself to like Puerto Rico, you know. So it was done fairly quickly. I mean, after that you start tweaking it and changing stuff, but really what you're changing is just like this much percentage of the song. You're just, you know, obviously we're all kind of crazy.
And did Daddy was here too to give you advices and said to you some things you have to do to improve the song or to make it, I don't know, did Daddy help you in a kind of different ways?
Yeah, of course. I mean, you know, we did the song at first and then he jumped on the song later. And once his vocal was on the song changed. It was, you know, it grew a different layer.
Yeah.
So we had to go back to the studio and sort of change some things, you know, like he did the so we had to do all those hits, and he had some amazing ideas. So yeah, of course, his input was amazing. You know, it made the song very personal to him and to me, and that was the important thing, just finding the happy medium between what he does and what I do.
Okay, talking about music and generally, which album this year did you like the most?
This year?
Yeah, recently.
This year, what album came out this year? I liked the Ed Sheeran album.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think he's a pretty awesome musician. He's the real deal. Amazing songwriter. You know, he writes great songs for other artists too, and I really applaud and admire that. The John Mayer album is big fan of John Mayer. I don't know what other albums came out. ¿Qué ha salido? I don't know. I haven't heard new music in a while. I'm stuck in Despacito world.
Yeah.
¿Qué otro álbum ha salido este año? I'm trying to think what I listened to like on my.
The two albums that you're mentioning are
they're pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah, those guys are good.
Yeah.
Bruno Mars. Well, that was last year.
Bruno Mars. Yeah.
He released it. No, or did he release it?
We can say this year. It's not so long
year?
ago.
It was this year, right? Yeah. Bruno.
Nearly, yeah.
Bruno's he's an animal, man. He's just so amazing.
Would you sometimes imagine or dream that you work with some kind of people like Bruno Mars or John Mayer for a featuring, or do you sometimes think it might be wonderful to have this person as a featuring on my new single, new album, etc.?
I mean, obviously, working with when you get to that level, you know, Bruno and Ed Sheeran and Justin Bieber and. You know, when you get to that level, it's so amazing to be able to sort of, you know, make music together because it's different styles. You know, I speak English, but I will always have a very Latin influence in my music, even if I'm singing a straight up pop song or a ballad, and to sort of mix those styles, I think that's what worked with Despacito and just in the Justin Bieber version, the remix version. You know, you get his style mixed with mine, and obviously with DUI, and it's just, it's like, you know, different worlds kind of colliding and just making it work. Exactly. And that's what music is all about. It's about, you know, coming together, and that's why we love when, you know, Paul McCartney sang with Michael Jackson. Yeah. You know, that's what we love when Stevie Wonder sang with, you know, I don't know. And I'm not comparing myself to them at all. I'm just saying, musically, when you do different things.
And what would be kind of a musical meeting with you and other Latino stars? A duet with Shakira, I don't know, Enrique Iglesias, which is, I think, a friend of yours, Rico Martin. Would you imagine this kind of duet?
I would love to work with all of those people you just mentioned.
Yeah.
You know, they're all dear friends, and I love what they do, and I applaud what they do. Ricky is one of the biggest, if not the biggest star to come out of Puerto Rico, and he's definitely somebody who we've all followed and admire, and he's sort of carried our flag with a lot of love throughout the world. So he's an artist that, you know, as a fellow Boricua, you know, we applaud and we respect. And Enrique, you know, he's been doing what Despacito did. He's been doing that for a long time. He's been mixing sort of his style with urban, and Shakira is a huge star. I mean, listen, I love music. I applaud and I support, and I will always sort of give respect and credit where credit is due.
Let's talk about the another time the incredible success of Despacito. Okay. How did you deal with this international, worldwide success? Because it's so huge now. We can nearly. It's difficult to imagine how much people hear to it any second that lasts. So, what is it in your mind? What do you think about that?
You know, I don't think I've fully processed everything that's going on. Everything's moving so fast. Está pasando tan rápido, you know, that I don't have time to really celebrate. You know, I'm in like work
Will
mode.
you celebrate later?
Oh yeah, come on.
What kind of
We gotta
celebration
celebrate,
would be big enough to celebrate
with
this
my
kind
family,
of
man? You know,
Yeah.
I'll celebrate like in Christmas time. You know?
Yeah.
Right now,
good.
My tours. What's today? ¿Qué día es hoy? Hoy estamos a. I don't even know what today is. You guys don't have a calendar over there? Everybody's looking at me?
21.
21?
June
So
21.
tour starts in 9 days, 10 days, right? So I have 10 days to finish promotion, finish traveling here in Europe, go home, rehearse, learn 5 new choreographies, learn 10 new songs, pack my bags, and go and leave my house for 5 months. So I don't have time to celebrate. I have to think about what am I going to do today? What am I going to do tomorrow? How, you know, what am I going to do on stage to have the best tour of the summer? And that's where my head is at right now.
Would you describe your career and your life as a challenge, coming after another challenge, and again and again?
Challenge? More than a challenge, as an opportunity.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, there are challenges, but I just see the fact that there's a bunch of new opportunities that are in front of me. A lot of new doors that have opened because of the success of this song in a lot of countries where my music had never been played.
Yeah.
In countries where Spanish music had never been played, or I don't want to say never, but mostly wouldn't get airplay. I want to take advantage of that. I want people to listen to more of my music. I want to be able to get to know that audience, and that's where my head is at.
Talking about other countries, Despacito is #1 in the world for more than 5 weeks now. How would you explain this level of success? Not only the success, but the level of success.
I don't know. I mean,
it's incredible.
It's incredible, yeah. But I don't dwell on it too much. You know what I mean? I celebrate it. I'm thankful. Le doy las gracias a Papito Dios todos los días. Todos los días. I'm going to say this in Spanish because I feel as though I have to speak a little Spanish. Obviamente tengo claro lo que estamos, porque no estoy aquí yo solo, lo que estamos logrando con esta canción. Y le doy gracias a Dios todos los días y lo celebro y me inspira a seguir haciendo cosas buenas. Pero no dejo que todas estas noticias me desenfoquen de lo que yo quiero seguir logrando y lo que yo quiero seguir haciendo, que es seguir haciendo buena música, lanzar el disco más importante de mi carrera, hacer la gira más importante de mi carrera. So, where I'm getting at is, it's sort of like I'm grateful, but I still have so much more to do. So it's like it's a quick celebration, but let's keep going. There's more to do.
Now we're here in Paris to celebrate because you just released a best of album exclusively for France. This one?
So this album, show the camera. This is just for Paris. So el resto del mundo no se va a lanzar. Pero esto es para París. And we're gonna do it and we're gonna do it also in Italy and in Germany. And basically what it is my greatest hits, some great collaborations with like Juan Luis Guerra, Llegaste Tú, Todo Vuelve a Empezar con Laura Pausini, Cristina Aguilera, a bunch of songs, and
a bunch of songs and a bunch of stars also.
A bunch of songs that have been very important during my 19-year career, and also Despacito. And it's just sort of like, it's my life until now in a CD, basically. So for people that don't know me, it's kind of like saying, hi, look, this is my resume in an album. And then that is out now, and then when the new album comes out, then we'll release that worldwide.
Yeah.
And we'll be caught up with everybody else. That's basically what it is.
And talking about the greatest hits, since it's going to be released here in Paris, I think you can now speak French fluently, no?
Très bien. Yeah, no, my French is horrible. I'm trying very
Just
hard.
Just one word, please.
Okay. But ya.
Ça va?
Ça va.
You told me that.
Yeah, I remember that from last time. Ça va. Merci beaucoup. Bien?
Good. Thank you. Okay, thank you.
¿Cómo, quién, cuándo?
Doucement. Despacito.
Doucement. We were in Milan this morning, and yesterday we were here, and then 2 days ago we were in Germany. So like I got here this morning. I was like, grazie. I was like, no, wait, that's Italian. I don't even know where. It's fun. I'm learning a bunch of new stuff. I'm very excited.
And you are going to travel so much in the coming days and weeks, because it's going to be a tour, a wonderful tour.
Yeah.
And what about the tour in the USA, especially?
Yeah. So basically, my tour starts in 10 days.
Yeah.
First show is July 1st in Spain. ¿Dónde es el primer show? Andújar. And then we do all of Spain. We do a few shows in Portugal, in Italy, in Germany, in Switzerland, and Turkey, Sweden, France.
France, you gotta come here.
Yeah, France. And then in a few other places. And then we go to Argentina in mid-August. Until early September, and then we go to US, which, this is very important what I'm going to say, muy importante, US, the pre-sale for the tickets start today. So hoy empezó la preventa de la parte de la gira de los Estados Unidos, and the regular sale will be on Thursday, but today's the pre-sale, so make sure you visit Ticketmaster or my website or my social media. I'll be announcing all of the dates, but we're going to be doing a beautiful tour throughout the U.S., visiting all the important cities, and then after that I go to Chile, and it's just going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. We're
going to be here in any city, in any country to support you, to give you love. We're going to be here.
Bien. Sí me gusta.
Do you have, just to finish this wonderful, incredible interview, because you're so generous, you give us so much information, secrets and things like this, so we're really honored to have you and to spend time with you. And I would like to know if you have some advices for young singers that want to follow your path, follow your example. What would you say to young singers? I know you've been a member from The Voice in the USA or many other countries. And do you have an advice that comes recently or regularly to these people?
I just always say, follow the path where you feel most comfortable in. Don't feel as though you have to change who you are to fit somebody else's dream. It's your dream. You can't fulfill somebody else's dream, And the beautiful thing about music is that it's art, and there's no right or wrong, and there's no correct way of doing it, and there's no wrong way of doing it. So just do what your heart tells you, even if it sounds different. Nowadays, different is good. Take chances. I took a huge chance in releasing Despacito, in the sense that it's very different from what I did in the past. And at one point, I was tempted to do it, you know, and I don't want to say afraid, because I was never really afraid, but I was cautious because I knew that it was going to be very different, and I expected to get criticism. Because there's people that are sometimes afraid of change, and they'll be like, oh, why did he do that if we already liked his ballads? But I believe that when your heart tells you to do something, you have to go for it, and you have to know that you're never going to please everybody. The important thing is to start pleasing yourself, and then you worry about the rest. So I really believed in this song. I really believe that this is the new sound. I really believe that I can pull it off because it's part of who I am as a musician. And thank God it paid off. And to me, that going back to the advice, just go for it. Be different. Do your own thing. Don't follow anybody else's path.
This is a wonderful life lesson. Thank you so much, Luis.
Yes, sir. Gracias.
Thank you so much for being here
Gracias,
today.
los quiero mucho, mi gente. Espero que la hayan pasado bien. Gracias por todo el apoyo desde París. Los quiero mucho. Thank you so much, everybody who's been checking out this Facebook Live. Check out my website and my social media for all the dates for the tour. It's exciting. It's going to be amazing. Lots of surprises. New music. We're going to be singing a few new songs from the album. New choreographies, new arrangements, medleys, surprises. Some invited guests in some cities. Así que gracias, los quiero mucho. Beso grande. Thank you.
Thank you, Luis.
We out. Bien.
Muy bien.
¿Ya?